Welcome back to the Webby and O'Neill channel. I'm Ruben Amorim. As a clear message for Manchester United fans, do not expect that sporting style of play over here. Get involved in today's chat as usual, Reds, and we'll try and discuss some of your comments throughout today's video. Late night last night, bonfire night. Hopefully he wasn't playing with any fire or fireworks.
No, certainly wasn't, but it was a late night. Lots of things going on. I watched a lot of football, even watched what was going on in America. But my night was spoiled by Noel Gallagher's commentary while I was watching sport in Manchester City. But at the end of the day, I looked at it and I enjoyed it. I seen Gyökeres as a centre-forward, something we're missing. But I did watch also Lille. And there's a bloke called Jonathan David. Contract runs out at the end of the season and he's a centre-forward and he scores goals also. So keep a lookout for him.
Doing a little bit of scouting there, I see.
Well, you know.
A few people on the channel have actually mentioned his name. I've not actually had a chance to watch him, but what did you make of him? Decent, yeah? Yeah,
decent, strong, physical. He gets stuck in, good athlete, and I do like the look of him. So you just never know what's going to happen.
Do you think with that Gyökeres, do you think there's a possibility of him coming to Manchester United in the summer? I just don't see it myself. I've got to be honest. With us having Højlund and Xerxes there, I think the emphasis will be on Ruben Amorim to get the best out of them two players for now.
Look, whether it's him or somebody else, United have to get a centre forward, one who's a proven goal scorer. Gyökeres looks the business. Will he be available? Will he want to come to United? Only time will tell on that one.
Yeah, time will tell on that one. Let us know if you think Gyökeres will be a good signing for Man United. It'd be a hefty price tag, though.
Hefty.
I can assure you of that. But after the game against Manchester City, which Sporting won 4-1 last night, he was reacting to the comments he'd made in the comparison about Sir Alex Ferguson, Amorim. And he said, that was a joke. I certainly not going to read anything in the media for 6 months. I did the same at Sporting. I'm not going to read anything or have access to anything. It's just the way I work and do my job, and I think it works well.
Well, I said yesterday, the more you keep listening to what he's saying and learn about what he is as a man, as a coach, he gets better and better. And what he was talking about there just seems absolutely perfect for Manchester United. Doesn't read the newspapers, doesn't talk about it. And I did say the other day, he doesn't give that many interviews, barring his press conferences. So this is something different. Let's hope he sticks to it. He is a joker, and he'll need that joviality about him to get on with the media, because ignoring the media, they won't like that.
Yeah, you've got to sort of have like a relationship, haven't you, with the media in certain ways and certain aspects. You know, you've seen that over in Sporting a couple of days ago. Was it Gary Cottrell?
Yeah.
Or David Cottrell, whatever his name is, for Sky Sports. The way he was hounding him to get questions back in English. And I'm sure a lot of them over there will be pushing for certain questions from him. So... yeah.
Well,
the press officer at United, I think, is going to have a busy job. So they're going to have to be filling them in on a lot of stuff that's being wrote about him.
Well, the press officer at United has always been poor. No, he's going to have it tough, because they will demand and they will carry on. But he's strong enough, and that's what you like. Everything about him is going to be different at Manchester United. He comes into work Monday the 11th of November. And to be honest with you, I can't wait. He talks about style, everything, and it's really good going forward, what I see. And I'm excited about it, to be honest with you.
Yeah, after that win against City, he did say about what it means for him becoming the head coach at Manchester United. And he says, what I can tell you is that this doesn't mean anything in particular. Don't take anything from this match. We cannot transport one reality to another. Manchester United cannot play the way we play, and we will have to adapt.
Well,
just before you mentioned that, we've also heard similarities of what Erik ten Hag has said and what he was asked last season about we can't play the way Ajax play over here at Manchester United. And it's a similar thing I've got from that.
Yes, listen, he's looked at United players and there's no way he can replicate that. No way at all. The players just aren't good enough. The players don't run as much as what you'd see with Sporting players, and it's going to take time. He will have to change the team. He knows that. And what he says, don't take anything from it. And I'm not taking anything from it, because he's going to work with all these players and he's going to ditch some of the players and he's going to make some of them better, but it's going to take time. And I quite agree with him. United fans shouldn't take anything from that performance and the way Sporting played and beating City. he's got a hell of a job to do, and he's going to get his head down, knuckle down to the job, and try and transform Manchester United. And I think he's got a great chance of doing it. A great chance.
Yeah, a few people in the chat want Gyökeres at Manchester United.
Yeah, well, I don't.
Especially on the back of that display against Manchester City. You look at his stats as well, his goal-scoring stats. They're all up there, aren't they? Of what a top striker needs, to be fair.
Yeah. Listen, I can't blame you for having him, but it's going to be very difficult to get him. Yes, obviously, there's a relationship between him and Amorim, but that doesn't mean anything when Barcelona, Real Madrid sometimes come calling for you. People have, aspirations to go into Barcelona and Real Madrid, and some people have aspirations for Man United. So you've just got to wait and see. The good thing is there is a connection between Dan Ashworth and Gyökeres. He actually sold him to Coventry for £1 million. What a mess up that was from Dan Ashworth. So let's hope we don't see anything like that from him going forward for Manchester United.
Who told you that?
Listen, I've done my research.
No, you didn't. I texted you that last night.
No, I didn't read it.
I texted you last night.
I did not read it, trust me.
Because I said, what about the conversation that would be in the summertime with Amorim and Dan Ashworth of right, I want Gyökeres, but he's got a £90 million price tag on him, but I sold him for £1 million from Brighton to Coventry.
No, I didn't read it last night. My battery run out.
Yeah, I bet you did. Playing with your fireworks, I bet. But yeah, so from what you've heard from him last night after the game about he can't play that style of play, what's currently at Sporting at Manchester United. Is that us then finished with this 3-4-3 system and he's going to adapt to what's best for the Man United players here? So we could really just see the same old 4-2-3-1.
Listen, he's clearly seen how United play and what they do. He's watched the games. He's been interested in Manchester United for a long time, and he knows how they play. He won't be able to change it straight away. Players have to adapt, and it's going to be tough for them. These players, the work rate, the running, everything, that's got to change. So he can't play the type of football. It's the Premier League. It's a different league than anywhere else. The speed of the game is constant. It's 90 minutes. You know, you look at the last 20 minutes of games, no matter who you're watching, the speed, they keep going at it. And that's why you get so many goals late on, because teams don't give up. And you've also got as many substitutes to use, and that does help. So let's hope when he does come, he just puts a steady arm around everybody and say, right, let's just calm down. We have to adapt here, but adapting will take time. So let's just carry on as we are, and I'll just tinker with it and then sort of build my way into it. That's how I see it. I can't see anything what can replicate what goes on at Sporting happening at Manchester United straight away. I think that might be down to the summer, depending on players, recruitment and getting players out.
The one thing I did take from that game last night, and the one major thing, it wasn't how Sporting played or certain individuals who play for Sporting. It was the fact that Manchester City were all over Sporting in that first half. But at half-time, he must have motivated them players to come out the way they did and perform the way they did do in that second half, scoring them goals and playing like they did. Because he did mention about tactically, he did change it. And he changed it to where they were more compact in the middle to close the spaces down for Manchester City. So that, for me, as a manager, a head coach coming in, I actually liked that. Because he obviously will bring that here with him, that tactical knowledge.
Well, what it is, there's the difference between Amorim and Erik ten Hag. Erik ten Hag used to just stand there and just look at what was going on, and then you'd come out for the second half and nothing had changed. He clearly is a coach. He wasn't just watching his own side, he was studying what Manchester City was doing. And he also put it into the players at half time and said, right, we need to change this, we need to up this, we need to just compensate for that and then take over City. And he come out and he took over City by making adjustments, and that was the failure of Erik ten Hag. That's why I think the change what we've got as managers, we've now got a coach who studies and who makes decisions and who isn't afraid to make the decisions. He's got the players, he's got the trust of them, and now he's got to come to Manchester United and get the trust of them players.
I'm expecting a bit of fun, some fun games to watch, because he also said when he arrived to the Premier League, it's a different world, a different type of pressure. It will be fun, very fun, and I'm ready for the challenge. As a man motivated to do well at his new club.
Yeah, he's motivated to do well, but you've also got to look that when he comes in and the players and everything, there will be consequences for some of these players who have not been motivated, and he knows who they are, and he will be told a little bit more about certain players as well. So the motivation hasn't been there for a lot of players. Quite happy to pick up the waste packet, quite happy to get through a game without putting the work in. So the consequences are going to be massive for some of these players, and Amorim, I think, will just crack right down, and then in the first week he will know that what these players are capable of in the first week.
Yeah, Man United only 6 points off fourth place, you know.
I know, but it seems a lot.
6 points, I don't think that's a lot, you know.
No, it's nothing.
Considering at what stage we've got to in the season, how many games is still left to play. But it's also a matter of he's going to need time as well to get things right, and
it might only be 6 points off fourth table, but the football makes you feel as though like you're way, way, way off. And that you're a million miles from attaining getting a top 4 spot. And I don't really, I can't see United getting a top 4 spot. I think when Amorim comes in, he's got to grind out results and get points. That'll be the major thing for the first month or two, what Amorim's got to do, because come Christmas, he'll then have a full understanding of what he has to do and how expansive United can play the football. But 4th spot, 6 points. I've seen people talking about it. You know, what if we'd have won at West Ham? We'd all be saying we're only 3 points off. But the football doesn't enthuse you, as if to say they deserve to be up there. It's a poor Manchester United side. And the 6 points, to me, is an illusion of like, hey, we can get up there. Amorim comes and we'll soon be there. We'll win a couple of wins and we're up there and everything looks rosy. No, the camp isn't rosy. There is a lot of heartache to go through yet.
Yeah, I know you do say that, but I think we'll be surprised, you know. I really do. I think if he can come in and motivate these players and get him working hard, I think we will pick up points, and I think we will go up that table, mate. I really do. I'm not saying we'll see like a style of play, something different that we've not already seen straight away, because I don't honestly believe that. But if we can get these players working hard and motivated to win the football matches and work as a team, we will get points, because I'm not on that side of the fence where this squad's totally crap and there's no quality in it. We have got quality in this squad, and it's just about him using it correctly and motivating the players.
Yeah.
And from what I hear about him and what he says in the media, he looks like a top head coach for that.
Yeah, there's a few words there. If.
Yeah,
you know,
if, obviously.
Yeah. If this, if that, I get that, right? All we can do really is use the other word, hope. Hope he gets these players on side straight away. Okay, but we've seen what some of these players have been doing. They've not played to the best of their ability, and I do believe that this squad is capable of playing good football, but we've not seen it. So there's a lot of hope, and if he gets his arm round them, if he gets them running, if the work rate improves, and they all want to fight for a place, then yes, it is possible we can challenge and get up there. But I don't see it at this moment, which is fair enough. You know, I'm not going overboard. I'm giving it a perspective as we are now. So when he gets in, we'll soon see in the first fortnight of when we start playing back football after the international break.
Don't get me wrong, there's pressure on every single Manchester United manager. This is the first time we've got a head coach. And for me, him now being a head coach, and that's what his remit is, I think there's more pressure now on the people inside the club, like your Dan Ashworth, your Berrada, your Jason Wilcox, to sort these players out who have been underperforming year after year and who were just simply not good enough for Manchester United, where the emphasis and pressure recently, well, from years gone by, has always been on the manager to recruit and get players out, whereas Amorim now, it's all about getting a style of play and entertaining Manchester United fans and getting that team, so we're proud of him.
I think the relationship between Amorim, Berrada and Ashworth, I think it'll be clear when he comes into United. He's told them, or they've told Amorim, listen, we'll sort these players out. These are the players what are going. I do believe that conversation's already gone on, and Amorim will be aware, right, certain players they've no future at Manchester United, and it won't be down to Amorim to sort it out. I think the club, as you know, they do look at money. Some call them penny pinchers and all that, but they will be looking at who to get rid of already, and I think they will have already informed Amorim who's going out and what will be available, and nothing I see is on the table for anything in January. I think it's all down to summer. So the relationship has to work, and clearly it has worked because Amorim has been spoken to for a long while. Didn't just come about over a week.
Yeah, Harry says the most pressure is definitely on Amorim. I don't see it that way. I really don't.
No.
Him coming in right now. We know where we're currently at in the table. Like I say, we're 6 points behind 4th place. And if this manager can come in, motivate these players, get him working as a team, I do think we've got quality in this team, and I think we might be pleasantly surprised going forward in what we actually see. And, you know, you've got the suits in the background. For me, they need to take their head out of the skies and concentrate on the football pitch instead of going on about what's going to be happening with a new stadium or regenerating Old Trafford. That should be put well on the back burner for me. They should be concentrating on what's going on the football pitch.
Yeah,
to be honest with you, like, come out yesterday about Old Trafford, didn't it? About the fan survey, etc. But I've got to be honest with you, nothing's exciting me about it right now. I'm just not enthusiastic at all about it, in whether it's regenerating Old Trafford, a new stadium, because of what's going on at the football pitch. For me, that's our main priority, and they need to start focusing on that. And they need to start getting players in the club and out the club as quick as they can, so that changes.
Yeah, the focus has to be on the football, and that's where I've been disappointed at. It seems as though everything's about the stadium and everything, and I've always said it's all about money. Nothing will get done till that money's sorted. So it's all pie in the sky and airy-fairy stuff as far as I'm concerned at the moment, and that debate will keep going on until the money is found for a new stadium. But I do look Amorim coming in here. Will he be able to challenge? There is a possibility he will be able to challenge, and it's just down to the motivation, what the skills he's got, and I think he's got the skills. But will we be able to win anything? Listen, I don't think Ineos, after sacking Erik ten Hag, are even thinking about winning anything. I think they're just happy and want United to get back up there and winning games. That's what it's all about. Winning the games and winning as many as possible, but also having a style. And I don't think there's any pressure on Amorim at all this year, because he's got no tools to work with by changing what's already there. And what I mean by that is he's got no tools to bring in players in January, which I think he needs. I think we all think that. And then he's going to look at the summer. So until the end of the season, he's got what he's got, and I don't think Ineos are going to put pressure on him at any time this season.
I think there is pressure. I don't think there's as much pressure now than what there was on Erik ten Hag to finish in the Champions League places, but I still think there's a huge pressure on him to actually create a style of play that Manchester United fans will enjoy seeing week in, week out.
Oh yeah, there's that pressure.
And that's what the pressure is, I think, this season, for us to see something new, and for all of us just to like enjoy. You know, be proud of, you know, like look forward to the games like each week, because there were some games week on week, me and you just looking at each other like, oh my God, here we go again. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, listen, there's pressure every game on Man United, and Amorim is going to find that. Like I said, it's a different world he's coming to. When he comes over there, he's going to see and understand what a different world it is. Pressure on Manchester United in every game they play. And I think he will really knuckle down to the pressure. I think he can handle the pressure. But winning games, that's what we want. We want to go back to Old Trafford, enjoying the games of football. And I think that's what we're going to see. Will there be enough in this squad to get us challenging for anything? Maybe, maybe not. And like I say, it's a long way till the end of the season. We're in cup competitions. We've got another cup competition, FA Cup, to start in January. So you just don't know, do you, that everything just might click into place. Amorim's got it, and they're all working hard. And let's hope it is as easy as that.
Oh, fresh ideas, a new approach,
yeah.
The way he converses with the rest of the squad differently to what Erik ten Hag done. Maybe that might just be the signal, and it clicks into gear. And like we said earlier on, let's hope so. Some man for one man says, who is in charge of Rashford? Can the head coach make that decision? ? Smithy says, the key word now is patience. I don't see an immediate turnaround. Like I say, I think the demands and the pressure will be on seeing something different, so Manchester United fans actually enjoy watching the team week in, week out, whether we get the 3 points or not, just so we have like that buzzword identity about this playing squad.
Yeah, the comment there about Rashford, listen, this coach is coming in. It's not down to the coach to get Marcus Rashford playing football. It's down to Marcus Rashford himself. Marcus Rashford knows how to play football. He knows what he has to do. He knows what it takes to have a winning mentality. He's played for Manchester United. He's been here long enough. No coach can tell Marcus Rashford how to play football, how to run, how to chase back, how to pass, okay? It's not a coach's job. It's down to Marcus Rashford. That's all it is. And that's why I go in on Marcus Rashford, and I've been going on him for nearly a year now.
Zig says players that get injured regularly need to be sold like Shaw. You can't have a consistent performance when they're out injured 2 or 3 of the season. Well, 2 or 3 weeks of the season, I think, or 2 or 3 months. You might have meant.
There's a few players which the time's up. Injuries tell you that. Shaw, Maguire, for instance, them two there. Maguire himself talks about his body. He has to change what he's doing in life. And this injury, what he's had, doesn't seem to be clearing up. So there is, and his age, and plus the fact Manchester United tried to get rid of him, but he didn't want to go anywhere because no one was going to pay him and give him the money what he wanted. So there is a few injured players what are going to go out, and that's what I said. I go back to what I said before. Amorim, Barada, and Ashworth, they've spoken. They already know the players who are going to move, and I think this is one of the things. Part of the job Amorim won't be part of. I think this is what Ineos are there for, dealing with players and saying we're not having him in any longer, and not down to Amorim to say get him out. I think it's down to Ineos, Ashworth, and that's how I read it.
And Luke Shaw. Well, look at that injury he suffered all them years ago in Eindhoven. I mean, some players don't ever recover from that. They don't ever play professional football after that. And I'm sure Luke Shaw himself doesn't want to be injured and he wants to play football. But the thing is with me, and the gripe that I've got about him, is how he's put England and his international career before Manchester United. And you only have to look back as recently as the summertime, the way he come back overweight, went over there clearly unfit, not played for Manchester United since February. And you've just got to look at that and think, well, is that the type of player you really want in this club going forward, when we're always talking about the culture inside the dressing room and people being together? For me, he's got to go. And I think the earliest possibility will be the summer transfer window. But again, it always points back down to who's going to pay his wages, who's going to want a player who's regularly not available.
Right, well, I don't disagree with what you're saying, but I also have to blame Manchester United on what Kieron was saying, because it's them what let him go when he hadn't played football since early February. Okay, they let him go. Okay, the problems were there. I don't understand, and I've not found a United fan yet what understands why Manchester United allowed him to go. So Luke Shaw, yes, there's a thing about him. He should think about Manchester United first. They pay his wages. But you also have to add in as well, how did anyone at Manchester United think that was a good idea for Manchester United to let him go?
No, I do agree with that. I'm not too sure. Do clubs have that much power anymore over players, of whether they can go on international duty or not? I've got
when you're injured.
I'm not too sure. Obviously, they'll have dialogue between the club and the international team of where the player's fitness is up to, the injuries, etc. But I don't know if the club can actually sign off on it and say, well, this player's definitely not playing for you on these certain dates or not. I'm not sure.
When a player's been out that long, definitely the club have power. And I just put it down to absolute, utter stupidity by Manchester United.
Do you know what? It's just come back into my brain what Roy Keane was saying the other night after the Chelsea game about players not running, not wanting to run, and being unable to run. And I was thinking about it, and I was thinking, is there any other club out there, top professional club in the Premier League or around Europe, where them tags, them words get associated to football clubs and players? Is it just Manchester United players that don't want to run? Not all of them, some of them.
Yeah, well, we say some of them don't want to run.
Because I never hear that conversation, that argument about any other football club or any other players in the Premier League.
No, I never hear that. And that just tells you how poor the standard is at Manchester United, that people can consistently go on and point out the fact that some of our players play for Manchester United, don't work hard and don't run. That is so bizarre it's unbelievable.
Yeah, a lot of things are changing now at Manchester United. A head coach for the first time, things going on in the background. Obviously mentioned before about Old Trafford, new stadium, or regenerate the existing Old Trafford. But going forward, I do get a sense and a feeling, though, that everyone seems to be on board and together and excited mostly about this head coach, Amorim.
Yeah, I don't see anyone really talking down about Amorim. It's all excitement, and everyone should be excited, because if you look at what the way they've gone since Sir Alex Ferguson, they've always gone for like a manager who wants to try and be dominant and all that. And we've had dominant managers. Obviously, Ollie wasn't a dominant manager, but Van Gaal was, Mourinho was, David Moyes had an arrogance and like a tip about him, like as if say, I'm the gaffer, you do as I say. And now we've changed tactics. We're going for someone young, someone who's like eager and has proven himself as a coach and as a manager. This is totally different, and I like the way. And I think, to be honest with you, we spoke the other day about his contracts and everything else like that. I think they're pretty cool with the contracts. Okay, yes, it's not the longest of contracts, but that's the way Ineos, when they come in. I've talked about contracts. We're going to see lots of changes with the types of contracts what are going to be handed out to players especially. But with Amorim, no, I think it's the right thing. He's got a contract there, 2.5 years. That's fine. Things are going well. Then he'll get an extension. And I think, I think Ratcliffe and everybody involved in getting him will want to keep him for the long-term future, because I think they understand his coaching. We've got a lot of young players coming through on the under-18s and everything, really exciting players, and this coach can take them further. And if you look at how his coach, Gyökeres, the centre-forward, all right, who's just come out of obscurity, then it bodes well going forward for this coach.
Yeah, hopefully he can rub off some of that magic on Højlund, even Xerxes as well.
Yeah.
Just diving into the chat, Fergie's Red Nose, thanks for the super chat. He said, the fan base needs to stick together and get behind the new manager. We've got great youth set up, and once we get 5 or 6 players in, we'll be challenging again. I think his remit as well is, you look at the players that Erik ten Hag's actually brought in since he walked through the door. Has he actually improved them of what we actually felt like the players were before they joined Manchester United? No, they've not. None of them have actually improved under him. So I think his remit will be to get the best out of the players that he's actually bought as well, surely.
Yeah, he'll get the best out of the players until the summer. And when the summer comes, he'll then look at it and decide, I can't get anything out of this player to play for a winning side playing for Manchester United. So hard work to come.
Ansel, cheers for your super chat. He says, treat this as one big pre-season now. No expectations, no pressure.
Yeah.
Just let the man do his work and we get ready to rock next season. We need to do our bit, obviously, as fans. Yeah. Do get that. Cheers for your super chat.
I think the expectations, I think you're right. Just treat it as like a pre-season, and not literally like a pre-season. Just go out there. He's got to adapt. People have got to change to Amorim. Just go out there, play an expressive game of football, the game of football what we like, an attacking game, and then just see where we are at the end of the season. And the expectations, I think everyone shouldn't expect anything. They should just sort of wait, see how it goes, see how it builds up, and I think that was a perfect question. Comment.
Yeah, in terms of where we're finishing the league, I do jump on board and that, but I do think there's a pressure, and I do want to see myself an actual style of playing and an identity. I'm not saying these players, all of them, are good enough to do what he wants from him, but you can then still see something on the pitch week in, week out, where you are entertained as a fan. You only have to go back to the likes of Ange when he walked in at Tottenham, Unai Emery at Aston Villa. Obviously, them clubs are probably a little bit more settled than what it is at Manchester United currently, but you're still seeing something on the pitch from him early on.
Well, if we don't see a style of play developed with our own eyes, we don't see it by January, then there's something wrong. And who that'll be down to, I don't know. But we have to see a style of play. You know, under Erik ten Hag, we've seen a style of play here. We've seen a style of play there. We didn't see it on a consistent basis. We have to see this team change, and that change has to be a style where we become a force in football. And by January, we should be seeing that style.
Some man for one man says, we've done this patience game.
Yes.
We need an impact now. Drop the bad attitudes and play the grafters. I like that attitude, mate. We're going to win the league this year as soon as Amorim walks in through the door.
Yeah, and that's the good thing about United fans.
Let's go.
That's the good thing about United fans. We have been patient, but we've also been mugged off by managers, by players on a regular basis, year after year, since Fergie left. And that patience can only last for so long. But I think everyone understands that we've got something different and we're going to build. And then come the summer, that's when we kick on proper, and we should expect more than what we've seen up to now.
Yeah, the big thing is Ruben Amorim is their man. He's the one they've chosen. It's not like they've walked in through the door and they've persisted with Erik ten Hag, give him that extended contract. They've sacked ten Hag, gone out and got their man. So it'll be interesting to see how this works, because let's face it, Ineos at Nice in the first few years with managers, they were chopping and changing. I think only out of the 2 managers out of the 7, they had to change because they were poached by other clubs. So things didn't work exactly well there in the first few years. So hopefully things are different here, and they've learnt by the mistakes over there at Nice as well, and they've gone and got the right man.
Well, they consider him the right man because he comes with their philosophy, working with players, coaching them, making them better players, and that's what we want, and we've not seen that. So, once again, fingers crossed, good luck, Amorim. You've got a big job to do, but I think the fans understand what he's capable of, and I think they'll give him till the summer to change it round and then make it better.
Yeah, is that all now?
No, that's me done. Long night last night, as I said to you, watching everything. To be honest with you, I think I might just go to bed.
Yeah, I think I'm going to get them fireworks out that you've still got left and set a few off, wake a few people up, including yourself if you go in bed.
No.
But I'd like to thank everyone for joining us today. Please smash a like on the video. It really helps support the channel and today's video. We'll be back tomorrow with another video. Probably do a match preview of Manchester United in the Europa League. So get that notification on and come and join us. Take care and enjoy the rest of your day. Much appreciated. Thank you.
Thank you.